that's the title we're going with. Alright, you're the boss. Anyway, like anybody who does editorial videos for a living, one of the hardest parts of this job is time. There are no shortage of topics out there that really aren't going to fill an entire episode, and for that I'm often disappointed. But then I thought, hey, I'm ripping off Movie Bob enough as it is, might as well go the rest of the way, and just throw all these mundane musings into a new segment I like to call Jerry's Clop. Seriously, we can't get a better title for that? Alright, if you say so. Jerry's Clop Drawer. People often ask me why so many people put more energy into trying to fight online bullying as opposed to real criminals and murderers. Now, the obvious reason is that there are already people in the world who are paid to deal with real psychopaths, and are often better equipped to deal with it. But on a more personal level, which of these two characters did you want to see die more? That's what I thought. So everyone wants to know what my predictions for Season 5 are. To those people I say, when have I ever indicated that I work for Hasbro? Because I don't. Making predictions is about as valuable a way to spend one's time as playing the lottery. Sure, you might get one right, but that's as likely as the sun spontaneously blowing up 6 days from now, and all it ends up doing is creating expectations that the staff never asked for. People seem to get really bent out of shape when I use this picture during the Theory Wary episode and started sending in explanations about where it comes from. Apparently, it's supposed to be as if Sailor Moon was made by Christopher Nolan. Guys, the Dark Knight trilogy was tiresome enough. Adding the animated version of Toddlers and Tiaras isn't going to make it better. So people wanted my opinion on the MLP comics. I don't read the MLP comics. Next. There's been a bit of a backlash against monetized YouTube videos and Patreon, with people saying that it corrupts the purity of the content being produced, and there are even a lot of other people in the community lamenting the idea that services like Patreon will end up taking the passion out of their work. To those people I'd like to say, grow up. If your passion for your work fades away, it's not going to be because your viewers decided they wanted to throw money at you. It's going to be because you have lost interest in the project you are working on. For a lot of people, being paid for their work is an incredible motivator, as it shows that the thing you enjoy is also something productive in your life. And while a lot of people may say that true artists and creators shouldn't care about money because it's a corrupting influence, not everyone can have mom and dad write off their basic living expenses while they find themselves. For a lot of people, selling their craft is the only way they get to make their craft at all. Hello, incredibly unsettling antagonist. Goodbye, incredibly unsettling antagonist. Stop asking me what I think about Rainbow Rocks. The music isn't out yet. What the f***? People keep asking me to do glass of water videos on cloppers. Why? You know, I could go through the entire list of problems with this community and they wouldn't even make the top 10. Someone aggressively trying to postulate that MLP is hiding an anti-male agenda? That's a problem. The disgusting amounts of bullying, harassment, and overall nastiness that goes on? That's a problem. Some lonely sap sitting in her room in the dark jilling off to Princess Cadence? Not even on the priority list. And for those of you who think this gives the fandom a bad name, we already had a bad name for dumber reasons, and we currently have a bad name for far more relevant reasons. And some people tend to get on their high horse about it because they like to claim that this isn't as big of a problem in other fandoms. To those people, I'd like to say, Google that with the safe search off. I dare you. Some people have a lot of trouble determining what is canon and what isn't. I think a priority system needs to be set in place for determining what is canon when two or more sources contradict one another. That being said, first we have the show itself. It has final say on what is and is not canon. Anything that is contradicted by it is no longer canon. Next we have the comics. They have secondary say and can only be overridden by the show itself. Next we have side content such as toys, cards, offhanded material like that. And at the bottom is fan-made headcanons and fanworks. There's your food chain for canon and continuity. Now stop blowing up my inbox about it. I'm not going to pretend to know anything about the older generations of My Little Pony. Okay, that's a lie. I'm totally going to pretend to know everything about the older generations of My Little Pony. But what I cannot fathom is why there's such a vile hatred for them. I mean, how much of it have you guys actually seen? Really, be honest. I mean, I've heard good things about them from one person, and even she readily admitted that it was probably up to nostalgia. But let's not be an asshole, shall we? I mean, we fly off the handle whenever anybody even suggests that something we liked as a kid wasn't as great as we thought it was. So, you know, glass houses, people. That was relaxing. Next time, something to fill a whole episode. Probably. I haven't looked at the schedule yet. Or made a schedule. Or even considered making a schedule. I'm Jerry, and I really need to rethink that subtitle. No, seriously, we really need a better subtitle for that.